How's it going, everyone? AFC Fitness here. We have come back to Worcestershire this week to come to a ground I've been dying to go to for a very long time. It's the ground of Malvern Town. As a former Worcestershire resident, I came to Malvern Hills a lot. It's one of my favourite places in the UK. As you can see, the hills behind me, it's an absolutely beautiful backdrop. I've been told by Tomaldo that it's one of the most visually, aesthetically brilliant non-league grounds in the country with that view in the background. I was hoping to come here on the start of the season, but sadly there was a train strike, so I couldn't go. But there is a train strike today, funnily enough, but I've been able to borrow the folks' car. So I finally come up the motorway and I'm finally here nice and early. It'll be a relief to finally get this ground ticked off. So there they are, the hills that I've climbed a number of times. I think last time I had to give up because it was so damn windy. But if you've never been up the Malvern Hills, I thoroughly recommend it. Like I said, one of the most beautiful places in the UK. Looks like there's a club bar. Let's have a look inside.
Malvern Town were founded in 1946 as Bernard's Green. They joined the Worcester League before winning the Worcester Combination at their first attempt. They went on to win the Worcestershire Junior Cup in 3 successive seasons, winning it for a 4th time in 1961. They joined the West Midlands Premier Division in 1979, and they went up and down the divisions over the next few decades, before winning the Premier Division title and promotion to the Midland Alliance in 2004. They were promoted again a couple of seasons later, but were relegated all the way back to the West Midlands Division. They won their 9th Worcestershire Senior Urn in 2019, and now find themselves in the Hellenic League Premier Division, currently locked in an intense title race with Cribs FC. Overall, they have won 1 West Midlands Premier Division, 1 Midland Combination, 9 Worcestershire Urns and 4 Worcestershire Junior Cups. So those are our hosts, Malvern Town. Let's have a look inside their home, the Langland Stadium.
Fair play. This is one of the coolest stands I've ever seen in non-league. Lovely old-fashioned seats, nice risen view of the pitch. The only shame is the view of the hills is behind this stand, so I'll probably have to go to the other end to get the perfect view. But fair play, I've not seen a stand like this. Are those car chairs? That was brilliant. Look at that. Oh, I'm going to have to come in for a second half, I think. I am the first one here. My customary circuit of the ground continues, and there, my friends, is the view. Shortwood had a lovely backdrop, but this is a whole other level. This is brilliant. I think this club is known for being one of the best aesthetic non-league clubs. It's certainly living up to expectation. Look at that. Ah, that's brilliant. How can you not be drawn to a club like this, for that kind of scenery? Just wanted to do this ground for so long, but there's always just been a reason I can't do it, or been going to other grounds. But this is one of the first ones I put on the list of grounds to do, so I'm so pleased I'm here. People have been friendly so far. I've seen pictures of it. They seem to get pretty decent crowds to Hellenic League, so hopefully it'll be a nice turnout. I can see just behind me over my right shoulder some of the players of Hereford Pegasus, today's opponents. A nice 4G pitch as well, so less likes of cancellations for their games. We managed to avoid the rain on the way here. Nice and sunny now. Another sunny day. Here is the club bar. Fair play, this is great. It's like beer gardens. Not seen anything like this at the ground. This is wonderful. It's great. We're coming here on a sunny day, enjoying a cider amongst the football. God, I'm loving this place already. There we go, we got a lunch. Look at those chips. Those are perfectly golden and crispy. That's how chips should be. That's just good enough to look at, let alone eat. Also got a nice cheese roll. So it's a shame there's no veggie burgers, but I think there's a nice variety of rolls and get cheese and ham, cheese and onion, or just cheese. So I'm pretty satisfied with the food already. Let's give it a try. Thumbs up. Oh yeah, nice and crispy, exactly how chips should be. It's golden, literally. Into the club bar, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Perfect mix of retro and modern. Oh, look at that TV as well. And nice pool table. Customary pin badge, perfectly priced at £3. Lime and soda for £1.20. And we've got the rugby. Scotland face Italy. Last day of the Six Nations. So we got a loyal Malvern Town fan here. His name's Kevin. He said he goes to every match, home and away. Kevin, how are you feeling about today's game?
Gonna win today.
Good man, that's the spirit.
At least 4-0.
Yes, 4-0, I like it. And so I this is my first time as a groundhopper. I've really, really liked it, the welcome, the scenery. To anyone watching who wants to come here, what would you say, why should they come to Malvern? What do you guys have to offer?
Because we're the best football team in the league.
And what can they expect to find here as well as the football?
Oh, you'll get hospitality and everything here. It's going to be a good afternoon for you.
Yeah. And you guys are locked in an intense battle with Cribs for the title. How are you feeling about the title race? Can you pip them to it?
Yes, we can.
Good man, that's the spirit.
Win it easy.
Good man. Kevin, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure.
You.
Branded table. We've now got a projector in the corner of the room. And the TV breaks as soon as I start filming it. Sorry, Malvern. So we got Malvern captain Lewis Platt here, who's very kindly agreed to do an interview. Unfortunately, he's out injured today, but I'm sure he'll be cheering on for the sidelines. Lewis, how are you and the lads feeling about today's game?
Yeah, big game. Always know Peggy are going to be a good outfit, well organised, good going forward, so we've got to be at it. But it's that stage of the season where you can play anyone in the league and every team are going to be up for it, and they know what we've got at stake, so they've got nothing to lose really. So they're coming here with a point to prove, probably nothing to lose, and that can sometimes be quite dangerous.
And you guys are locked in an intense title race with Cribs. Do you feel you can beat them to it?
I think if we're honest, it's theirs to lose. If you look at the table, we've slipped up more than them so far. They've been consistently good all season, haven't slipped up against the bottom half teams, which we have. It's frustrating because we've beaten them twice, but it's in their hands. And to be honest with you, if they lose it from here, then I think everyone would be surprised.
Like I was saying to you, this is my first time here. I've really enjoyed it. Any potential groundhoppers watching, what can they expect to find at Malvern Town?
Yeah, brilliant club. Both on the pitch and off the pitch. Setup's really good now. Chairman Chris Pinder's put a lot of work into the sort of match day experience. Clubhouse is as good as you'll find at this level, and probably level above as well. So yeah, just encourage anyone who's about in the area to come down and get behind us.
That's it. Lewis, thank you for your time.
Brilliant, cheers.
So I've decided to get a match day programme. A lot of the teams at this level do them online now, or like tiny little paper booklets, but this is a proper magazine type. And it's only £2. That's the cheapest programme I've ever got. So I think they've gained a good point for value for money there. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. So I hear Wonderball at every game I go to. Got my spot for the game. The rain has started to come down. I'm not going to let it stop me having fun. You can for now still see the hills. Right by the halfway line, a Malvern warm-up behind me, about half an hour before kick-off. Halfway through the first half, it's a very tight game, difficult to call who's going to break through first. I hope after all this we don't experience a 0-0, but Malvern have been good, but Surf Hereford Pegasus, it's just a bit of a stalemate right now. Hopefully Malvern can break through, still 0-0. Shortly before half-time, Malvern take the lead. Lewis Spurrier, who's got the ball in box, he's beaten two and he's curled it brilliantly beyond the keeper. It is Malvern who make the breakthrough, just as I wanted. 1-0. Half-time, Malvern do retain their lead going into the break. It was one of two really significant chances. Hereford Pegasus missed an absolute sitter, but Malvern had taken advantage of the chance offered to them. And that is why they're in front. Like I said, it's been a very tight contest, could easily finish 1-0. Thank goodness it's not finishing 0-0. But Malvern had a lot more momentum after that goal going into a break. So maybe in the second half the floodgates will open and they'll comfortably seal the win. Half time, Malvern 1, Hereford Pegasus 0. Hot chocolate and a packet of crisps, grand total of £2. The bargain just keeps coming and coming at this place. Only moments into the second half, Malvern doubled their lead, ball was crossed in, it's been headed into the back of the net. I think the floodgates are well and truly open now and we might well see a whitewash. 2-0 to Malvern. Malvern make it 3 as the rain begins to pour with an absolute belter. The midfielder David Reynolds has got it from range. He's launched it goal. It's sailed into the net. It's 3-0 and it will be the 3 points. One absolutely brilliant way to seal the win. Fantastic. And so, at the end of the day, Malvern sealed 3 goals to seal 3 points. It was a tight first half in the sun, but like the Jesus and Mary chain and garbage, Malvern are happy when it rains. The rain came down and once they got running, they never looked back. Second half, completely different, sealed the win and then just saw it out. Hereford Pegasus had absolutely nothing to threaten them with in the second half. So, an excellent day, capped off with the result I wanted, a comfortable win for Malvern. That was wonderful, lived up to expectation. I'm so pleased I finally got this ticked off. Thank you, Malvern, for an excellent welcome. So, I'm off home to catch the rest of Six Nations. I will leave you with my overall ratings of Malvern Town. So, we will start off with welcome, and I give Malvern's welcome an 8 out of 10. Every single person I spoke to is really friendly. The fact that Kevin and Lewis Platt were so keen to do an interview. When I spoke to Lewis Platt asking him, he was like, I will, just give me 5 minutes and I'll come and find you. He was true to his word, came and found me. Absolutely fantastic welcome, one of the best I've had a non-league game, so yeah, you get a very good welcome, Malvern. Food and drink, I will give a 7.5 out of 10. I was unfortunately didn't do veggie burgers, but I think the selection of rolls kind of made up for that. Chips were absolutely lovely, all the drinks options were good. So yeah, I think all the food did the right job. It's just not quite as good as food I've experienced in like other places, like, you know, non-league compared to Fairford's and also a lot of the other stations I've been to. But that's not to say Malvern's options weren't good. So yeah, food and drinks, 7.5 out of 10. Very good job. Atmosphere, I'll probably give a 4 just because there wasn't much chanting, but I think when I went in the stand in the second half, there were a lot of people cheering on the team and there was that engagement. So there wasn't an atmosphere in terms of like chanting or anything, but there was still a positive atmosphere, welcoming family atmosphere. Lots of people all together cheering on the team. You could definitely get that strong community feel from it. I did like the fact the stadium was in the middle of a street as well. It was just there in the middle of the community, and I think as someone who's lived in Worcestershire as well, it is lacking a lot of like not just sport but art as well, like sort of community hubs where people could come together. So I think it clearly does mean a lot to residents of Malvern. There were people of all ages, lots of whom, like Kevin, you could tell have been coming along for years. I think there was a much stronger element of a fan base than I've seen at a lot of Hellenic League clubs. There were definitely a lot of very loyal, committed fans, so fair play to them. So I think it does gain a point for that. In terms of stadium, I think there's a lot of positives to it. There's very few stadiums you get a unique view like the one I had in the first half. Malvern Hills are one of the most beautiful places in the UK, so to be able to see that whilst watching football is fantastic. An excellent club bar as well, really modern and up to date. The only thing is, like, the stands that I went in, I did really like it, the old-fashioned seats. It's just it was a rather restricted view with the roof and the pillars in the way. And I think one bit of construction criticism I give the club is they need a stand opposite that, because I think a lot of people are going to want to go to a game and be able to see the hills. But if it starts raining like it did in the second half, they'll want to go somewhere sheltered, and the side you can see the hills from is not sheltered. So I think if you wanted people to have the best of both worlds, you know, they could sit down, see the view and be sheltered from the elements. Another stand would really do a good job. I think it's just a good option generally for a club at this level to have more than one stand, because the one I was in, I love the old-fashioned seats and all that. I just think
The fact that everywhere else has 3 fences kind of felt like they put all their eggs in one basket, that stand. So I think they could probably do with sewing in the other 3 sides. And finally, value for money. Fair play, Malvern. I generally cannot fault the value for money. It gets a 10. I bought the ticket, a programme, pin badge, chips, a couple of drinks, and spent less than 20 quid. I've spent more than 20 quid on a few tickets in this series and had a much worse time than I have today, so I generally don't have anything I can fault them for at all. Pin badge, perfect price of £3 and only 7 quid for a ticket. So many clubs are really overpriced. Chippenham I really enjoyed, but their ticket was double than that. I cannot fault the value for money. It's a fantastic experience. Value for money, 10 out of 10, fair play. So that was Malvern. I've had an absolutely wonderful time. I've been meaning to do that ground for absolutely ages, and it's truly lived up to expectations. Best of luck for the rest of the season, Malvern. You've made me feel truly at home, treated me like a prince. I'm really glad I finally got to take you off the list. You're well worth the wait. Thank you all for watching. I've been AFC Finners. See you next time, and stick with us as we go ground to ground. AFC Finners out.